Welcome to Education Today. I'm your host, Scott Noons. I have a very special guest for us today. I have James Pike with Citizens of the World Charter School. He's a middle school science educator, correct, James?
That's right, science and math, and Minecraft curriculum creator.
Yeah, and he's going to share with us today. We're trying something completely different for this STEM unit. He's actually going to walk us through, but in true Education Today fashion, we're going to get started with his teacher story and then go from there. So, James, just kind of walk us through in general what got you in education, where did you start, and how did you get to where you are right now?
Okay, well, I kind of became an educator because a part of me loved school and a part of me hated school my whole life. I had dyslexia, so reading was difficult and writing was difficult, but I really liked math because it was a lot of problem solving. And like half the time in school is like, I want to do it better. I want to do it better. So when I graduated college, I moved to Japan and wound up as a kindergarten teacher. And when I came back, I got bit by the teaching bug and I went into it. I got my start at Ascension Catholic School, which is a nice little school in South Central LA. And I got the idea to teach math with Minecraft. And are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, I can see it right now.
So right off the bat, I learned, immediately, the blocks started to make sense like they were my variables. And when I build, when I build math problems, I like to use blocks that have dark edges so you can kind of see and count them. And, I'm teaching third grade and we have to do area, right? Areas are rectangles. So I just started building rectangles for the class. And there we go. We have, we got 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. And then I would go and I'd make a little line here if they needed help. And then I can say, hey guys, how many stripes are there? Why, there's 3 stripes. Okay, guys, how many are in each stripe? There's 5 in each stripe. So there we go. 3 times 5 is 15. And the kids loved it. And they started building math problems. And they did really, really good that year. And they kind of laid the groundwork for some kind of Minecraft math curriculums that I've developed out over the years, which I hope to show you some of them today.
Yeah, before we get into that, can you share with us either a high or a low point in your career, maybe even Minecraft related?
Oh, high point is kind of, as a teacher, high point is in any day your students succeed and get it.
Yeah.
A high point is any day that you don't have to go back and reteach something because they're thinking above and beyond and learning how to go to the next steps with it. That's the high point. And as an educator, I like to think about like my good days are my students' good days. So, I mean, there was like a day we did really great on the state test, but those days don't really like match up to the day-to-day when the students light up and get their work done and have a great time doing it. Low point is any day my students struggle and I have to bend over backwards and try and find different ways to connect to them. And I just kind of like to have my days based on how well my students do. And as much as it drives me crazy, that's the roller coaster of being a teacher. I think you guys could all understand that.
Oh, definitely. And I can relate to that too. I really like that answer. It's a very unique answer. I've never had anyone answer like that, but there's so much truth jam-packed in there. And I would say, honestly, for me, that's it too. On a regular basis, the highs, when we have those successes or when there's a breakthrough, a student is struggling, and then all of a sudden there's that aha moment and they get it. I love it. Or you share something like this and then they start engaging. So speaking of that, let's get right into it. Show us some of these great models that you have for our audience to check out.
All right, cool. So I'm currently in Minecraft Education Edition, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite worlds that are very easy to access through the app. So let me get out of here, save and quit. Yes, I'm sure. So if you go to the View Library, Lessons, and you go to Math, you can get some grade level lessons. I'm going to start off with Common Core for some third grade. So finding the unknown. For this lesson, it's really important that you start with the slideshow. So if I click lesson plan over here, you know what? I prepped, so I have these things open on my tab.
Nice.
But you know what? And in prepping, it's still slow. All right, so you go up over here and you get to the lesson plans and you can break it down. The big important thing here is the opening slideshow. So you download this and it will take you to these slides. And these slides are going to show you models for how to find the missing number. So right here, I'm showing you the side of a rectangle that height is 4. I'm going to give you a clue. There's 16 blocks in this rectangle. When I walk around to the other side, it's going to look like that. See, there are 16 blocks divided into 4 colors. Yeah. All right, then you're going to go over this with your student. Here you have a height of 3. This one's going to be 21 blocks long. What's the other side look like? Boom, right? Then I want you to guys kind of get it into different I think rectangles work really well for multiplication. This goes well for both multiplication and division. But then I had these models to kind of really focus in on division. So each group is going to have 4, and there are 3 groups. Do you see how there are 3 groups? And what's that going to look like? Then you kind of have, you have 3 sticks with 4 blocks each in it, and that's why this is a different color. It shows off the answer, the 4 iron blocks. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So you kind of go over these kinds of blocks with the students, and I really can't stress the teachers who are doing this, build these yourselves. Once you know how to move, build, and break in Minecraft, the world is your oyster. You can get into anything after you can move, build, and break. You can jump straight into coding. You can jump straight into engineering. And look how simple these things are to make. They're just lines and rectangles. Move, build, and break is so useful. So build a couple of these and build them with your students. So let's go enter the world. And
now, while we're waiting for that world to load, you created all of these, right?
I created all of these, and it was a lot of work. I did it all.
I can tell. This is amazing. So, folks, you got to check out this. I'll have a link to these resources in the show notes as well, so you can check them out. So these are so extensive. And if you're in higher grades, there are some different worlds as well that other educators have done. But these are amazing. And I remember seeing when James showed me these about a year and a half ago, a little bit longer at Mine Faire 2019. We met through Steve Isaacs, and I was just blown away. I hadn't heard of anyone doing anything like this. And I started immediately bringing some of this back to my students at the high school level, and it was phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I'm really happy that you took some of my stuff and made it for high school. So now you're into the world. You get the problem here. Some number divided by 5 equals 4. And then you can click that and you'll get it up nice on the title. And then over here, I have 4 stripes with 5 blocks in it. So you can write, and there's 20 blocks in all, so the answer would be 20. Over here, it's going to ask you to build one. You click the button. Notice how it gives me a whole bunch of gear. It gives me 2 sets of 7 blocks, so you kind of got 14 all ready to go. And then come on over here. and build them up. If you make a mistake, I got a pickaxe. And then, yeah, you come over here and you can take a picture. There are 14 blocks in all. And go to my portfolio. My picture's right here. You'll have your students write 14 divided by 2 equals 7. There's a couple more problems over here, and then there's some really cool build areas. If there's for the fast finishers who get a chance to like build their own problems. So that's just one of the worlds. Let's go take a look at another one.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for that one to load, I love how you have that option for those quick finishers, right? Those that are kind of our higher ceiling learners. That way, they're still kind of continuing above and beyond, what's going on.
Yeah, in those places, a student will be given, like, can write a word problem and build a model of that word problem. But the main objective I want my students to do is the Minecraft math models. I want them to treat those blocks like manipulatives. And if, the worlds are clunky for you, that's fine. If you learn how to do the models, you can do this any way you can. So I can't stress learning the models enough. And one of the things that I wanted to show you guys is how to get access to the videos, to the slide decks, so you can learn the models yourself. You want to go take a look at another one?
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right, so over here, we have a 5th grade fraction world. And what's cool about this one is it's a very, very long world. And you're going to, if you do this in class, you can pick and choose the standards that you want to do. But it does cover all the fraction standards in for Common Core 5th grade. So right here is our observation room, and these are what your problems are going to look like when they're done. Right here we have 1/3 plus 2/8 equals 14/24. Do you see how that's kind of put together?
Yeah, that's really
All
neat.
right. So like I say, this is an example of a finished problem. So when you have to, if you need to know how to build it, I click here, and what does that say? What does that say?
Help video.
And this will take you to a YouTube video of how to build this problem and how to explain it, because I want to make it easy for you guys. So first we need to find a common denominator. So I multiplied 8 by 3 and got 24. And then I built an equal sign. Do you see that equal sign off that 1/3?
Mm-hmm.
And I built a new 1/3, right? There's 3 stripes. One of them is solid. And let me just, and that is 8/24.
Yeah, I love the visual representation there, especially right now for teachers having to engage in a hybrid model or a distance learning model. This is great. This is the perfect time to introduce something like this because you may not have access to physical manipulatives. It may be hard to get out STEM kits and things like that to your students. So this is a digital/virtual representation of things that exist in the real world. It's amazing.
And more so, I'm glad that you brought that up for digital learning. And it doesn't have to be any of my lessons, or it could be my lessons, but I'm talking about Minecraft in general is actually fulfilling such an enormous need for togetherness. If you are capable of getting all your students on a world, you're actually giving them a recess place to play, a place to interact, a place to be students again, because like how many of you teachers out there are looking at half these black little screens on Zoom with just the student's name and on mute? If you put them in here, they will interact, they will talk, they will complain, argue, learn. It will be class again. I'm just joking about the complain, argue, learn. It will be class again. It gives you an actual classroom where you can go. So quick, back to my model. Now I have the 2/8 and you see the equivalent fraction I built off of that. And finally, the end, I took the blue from the first one, the gold from the second one, and filled it in an array that would make 24. So I got 14 solid blocks out of 24 blocks in all. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Now, a couple cool features we put in here. You see these blocks in the corner?
Yeah, I was wondering about those.
These are structure blocks. So what this does is it gives you a file that you can export and 3D print.
Whoa.
And look how easy that is. I just build and I hit export.
That's amazing.
So this is the observation room that and in other things, teachers learn how to code some of the basics: game mode creative, game mode survival, / world builder. It will help you immensely. So in this room, you see how I left the equivalent fractions spaces blank?
Right.
So I give the student, you get the problem from here. There's even multiple choice. The students solve the problem, build the problem. They can use a structure block and get their answer here. And when you get everything in this room right, this door will open and let you into the next lesson. And of course, and like I said, right now, I just want to get through. So I'm just going to do here, teacher / world builder / game mode creative. And now I can just get through. So another day, you would come over here and you would just start the class with this on your screen. And you'll have the students figure out what are the fractions for the farm. Put them in groups. You can take screenshots of these. There's another one over here if you want it. And what are the fractions of the farm? How many pumpkin? How many watermelon? How many wheat? How many beets? How much of this is water? And break down the farm and function. And that's just a lesson to themselves. You're just looking at this and figuring out the fractions that add up to this farm. That's it. Then come over here and guess what I have for you? I got a question from old McDonald. This is an actual kind of problem that you would find on an SBAC test. Old McDonald is going to give you his plan for his farm. And I'm going to tell you, old McDonald, I guess he didn't do that well in math. His farm, his plan, it's not going to work. I want the students to find out why they don't work. They're not on Minecraft right now. You're just giving them the problem. They're going to come up with a better plan over here. Once they have the better plan, they get their stuff, build it, and farm it. And they build it over here.
Nice.
Over here, we get into crafting and the idea that fractions are divisions. So, and pretty much ratio. If you craft 1 wood block, it's going to give you 4 wood planks. And we study ratios and fractions through crafting. And then when we get to the end of it, we get the performance task, which is you're given logs and you need to make a certain number of ladders. You go over here, you grab your logs, you get the ladders. You use the ladders to climb up over here and drop into the next room. So a little bit of maze, a little bit of fun, but also teachers, help videos are all over this world. Every one of these NPCs, almost every one of these NPCs contains a help video. So if the world itself isn't necessarily working for the needs of your class, but you like the idea of the math models, just you come in here, explore them, watch the videos, and learn how to build them. They're the easiest thing, and it's totally awesome. So that's one of my 5th grade fraction worlds.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed that world. Thanks for sharing it with the audience. And the way I started out was I had some students show me. I had them bring some worlds. We explored. We went through I forget the name of the website. I guess it's just the Minecraft educator website, and we went through sample lessons, and we found some that were English related, and then we took some time exploring the worlds, and then I had them kind of guide me through, like, hey, how are you doing that? What's that you're doing over there? Oh, I put in this little bit of code right here, and my guy, he's building this building, and now whenever I put in this code, he's going to do that, and then I can have him build the village. So that was a really neat experience to see.
Oh my God, there are so many great math lessons out there using MakeCode. There's some great people doing some great lessons out there. So I also want people to go and explore. I'm having the best time with the chemistry lessons right now because I'm teaching science, and the features that they're doing, people are building atoms. We're finding out what periodic elements make different things in Minecraft, like what are the periodic elements that make up wood. Don't get me started on the amount of great content that there is in Minecraft Education Edition.
Right.
People doing a lot of brilliant things here.
Yeah, they are. There's so much, and I've seen educators kind of create little boards in there showing which elements to put together in order to make a particular item or compound. And it's just so neat. The possibilities are pretty much endless with this very simple program. And love it. And it's one more way to reach students. And I'm always surprised at the students that engage with this material. I had a great student success story. We were doing a summative project for the end of the year, and I had a student, rather than make a physical board game, they chose to make a digital board game in Minecraft, and it was a Q&A game for the novel Night, and they were able to do questions and answers. Students could hop in a little train and go around the track and stop at questions and read the question, try and answer. It was kind of like a Quizlet, but in Minecraft. And so it was very simplistic, but the details were amazing. They took elements from the book that were really important and embedded those visually, and they incorporated those aspects from journeying through Google Maps. So they went to Auschwitz and got historical dimensions and did their best to recreate those to really give a visual reflection of what was being covered. It really hit home for me and the other students in the class that the gravity of that time period and that moment in history. And I don't think that's anything either I or the students will forget. It was amazing. So I encourage you all to check that out. You had mentioned a lot of educators are doing great things. Are there any you can recommend to the audience that they should, hop on and look for their lessons or follow on Twitter or social media today?
Well, if you're not following Steve Isaacs by now, you're missing out. I'm a big fan of Bron Stuckey as well. Let's see. Douglas Wasteland. He's the guy who trained me. He's under the radar, but he is brilliant. And I recommend you guys go find Doug Watkins or Dr. Wasteland. Let's see. Oh my God, you're asking me to feel like I gotta.
No, that's so good. Normally I ask for 1 to 3, so that's pretty good. You gave us 3. I think that's a good start. You had mentioned being inspired by what other teachers are doing. Where do you generally go, or where's the place teachers can go to, find some of these resources, be inspired? Is there a website, a hashtag they can go to?
Machine, guys. The Twitter machine at Playcraft Learn, of course. Every day Playcraft Learn is posting out new lessons. inspirational stories, and they kind of tie this Minecraft community together, and they do a great job of it. They let you know what the mentors are up to, help videos, and they've done great work like getting it on Chromebook. I'm so happy Minecraft is now.
Yes.
So many schools just have Chromebook and can't access this great tool. They're on it. They solved that problem. Thank you, Minecraft Education Edition. But that's where I go to get everything, because it's kind of like my one-stop shop. And then, you know, you'll see who's kind of doing things in different subjects. I kind of hang around math and science because that's my thing. That's my subjects. But that's where I go for stuff.
No, I think those are, or that is a great resource. And there are many things to check out on there. I agree. I haven't been on there recently, but when I was directly in the classroom, I was checking it out. And you're right. Regularly, there are things up on there. And Steve is great about posting what he's doing. He has a Twitch channel. He actually has multiple ones he participates in. So check those out too. Mike Washburn does a lot of stuff on Twitch as well. Check out what he's doing. And Glenn Irvin, you know, has a lot of stuff. I remember checking out a world that he had created as well for his content area when he was in the classroom. So there's just so much out there. For those that are a little timid, little shy, feeling a little overwhelmed, where would be the best place to start, James? Where do you think?
Best place to start, like you said, do it with your students. Do it with your students. But these how to play tutorials, walk yourself through it. It will teach you how to play. If you know how to WASD on a keyboard already, it won't be that hard. I would definitely recommend these tutorials to teach you how to move, build, and break. And once you feel comfortable, just start building simple little math problems. That's kind of how I got into it. From there, I like to learn how to do survival mode, because if you can do survival, you can do anything. But learn how to build, move, build, and break. And these tutorials do a really good job of walking people through that. Also, reach out for PDs. I'm going to be doing a 3rd through 6th Common Core PD on December 6th, and it's free, people. I may only have about 10 spots, but it's free, people. So please message me, email me, and get one of those 10 spots. Also, do not play Minecraft without a mouse. If you're on a laptop, do not play Minecraft without a mouse. In my years of teaching with Minecraft, I've only seen one kid doing it on a trackpad, and it was amazing. It was weird, but it is so much easier with a mouse. Mouse, mousey, mouse. Use a mouse.
It makes it so much easier.
I do want to show you 2 quick worlds, one for a second. All right. First off, this is a really great world for 4th grade math because it covers so many standards. And it's really easy setup. So if you see where I went, I'm going over math models for multi-digit to single-digit multiplication. Here, you got the videos. John Johnson sold 3 paintings for $63. How much money did he make? Over here, I got the math models. You see 63 times 3.
Yeah, that's so neat.
See how the gold blocks you count as 10, the white blocks you count as 1. Then you got to go over here, and wait, hold on. Oh, oops. Okay, got to push to fly. Very important in this world that you can fly. Over here, you got one. Norma Fiddlesworth traveled 240 kilometers for 7 hours. How far did she go? Then I look over here. You see the hundreds column, the tens column, and the ones column. Once again, videos on how to build it. All right, this is a really good world for teaching area models. Last world I got to show you. It's my favorite world, and it will be your student's favorite world too. This actually I like for any grade. It is aligned to 4th grade standards, and it is my 120-meter measurement mini game. This one is crazy. So you're going to need your lesson plan for this one, and it comes out with a blueprint. You're going to game design blueprint. You're going to need to print these out and give these to your students. Well, that's uploading. I'll bring you in. So the first few minutes of class, we're playing Minecraft, guys. We're playing Minecraft. So we're going to go over here, get started. I'm going to hit start game. I'm now in a survival mode. I have a fun, silly parkour to go on. You're going to have all your kids in here at once, so it's going to be a really fun zoo. After we get through the parkour, we got a maze. And here, I'm just going to go back. Oh, teachers once again, / world builder / creative to move you along at times. Game mode creative. So you go through the maze. Then over here, you have a slime bounce. You bounce. Come on, guys. You bounce over the wall. Over here, you have a zombie battle. Zombies come attack you. You got to run. Zombies are after me. And finally, the death run where you're jumping over lava and you make it to the end. So you're going to have them play around in this just so they know what they're making. They are now going to get in groups and design their own. Do you see how it's all labeled out like a football field?
Yeah.
And they're going to get in groups and do this. For coding the zombie, I even have a video tutorial over here. So one of your kids is going to, one student in each group is actually going to write a little code. And there's the how to build, how to code the zombie. Now let's get over to the worksheet right here. Once again, I like to keep it in line with the SBAC. So Fluffy McDoodleston is going to give you this terrible plan. 30 meters of his game is going to be parkour. 30 meters of his game is going to be slime bounce. 30 meters is going to be maze, zombie battle, death run, and all that equals 120 meters. And then I also have some conversions so you can kind of get that in there and practice that. Is this a good plan? Why or why not? Make them analyze it, see that that doesn't add up to 120. Then they're going to get into groups and make a better plan individually and combine their plans. They're going to then divide up their group work. And, Scott, you take you're going to do the parkour meters 10 to 20. I'm going to do the zombie battle meters 30 to 40. So then they divide up their plan and get a sense for measurement at the same time, and critical thinking as they create plans and analyze other people.
Right. 4 C's all the way on this activity.
And for the bonus, my fast finishers, coding the zombie level, and I have all the code here. And honestly, you can copy and paste it, but I would rather them watch the video and learn how to use the XYZs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's that one is really good if you have a STEM teacher in your class as well, because you can do the design math work with your students, and when they go to your STEAM teacher, they can do the building and game design and play there. And I can't stress the importance of play in Minecraft. After we build math problems in my class, sometimes we hit each other with swords for 5 minutes. You know why? It makes math everybody's favorite class.
It's like a dance party break, but without being in person, right? You can have like a digital equivalent of a dance party. You could even have a dance party in Minecraft if you wanted. So if you're still a fan of those, I know from time to time, the students loved it. Usually on Fridays or on Mondays, kind of whenever we were in a slump and needed to pick me up. Oh yeah, instant, dance party or stretch break, or I used to do this like superhero pose. Like you had to do a superhero pose, hold it for a minute. And I don't know why. I saw it at a conference. It was fun. And then I brought it to the classroom and the kids love it. It doesn't seem like it would work, but it works. They loved it. So freshmen, sophomores, they did it. They really got into it, and they would try and outdo each other. Like, no, look at my pose. My pose is better. Look at your pose. Both feet are on the ground. I have one leg up, or I'm using my backpack in my pose. Look at this.
What's your go-to dance songs?
Ooh, usually what I would do in the classroom, I really like rap and hip hop. So I would go on YouTube and then just preview a few beats, make sure there weren't lyrics in there, and that, the tone wasn't too dark, that it was, an okay tone. I tried to pick something that had more of an upbeat tempo. I'd usually type in free West Coast rap beats and choose from there. Sometimes I would choose the East Coast, not hating on the East, but I like the West Coast feel. It's what I grew up with, Tupac, Dr. Dre, whatnot. And it's nostalgic for me. So I'd pick those, and they would like those, and that's kind of nice. And then sometimes, if I had more time or we knew what was coming up, I'd let them pick, or another go-to, Eye of the Tiger. I don't know why. I just love it.
For me, it's MacArthur Park by Donna Summer.
Okay.
That is the cleaning song. I have scientific methods that prove that is the best way to get your classroom clean. Play that 17-minute version of the song and don't let anybody talk until it's done. And they're allowed to clean. And my other one is Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to add it to the playlist.
I can't wait till I do another Christmas sing. We're going to sing Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult, build a cardboard Tokyo, and have Godzilla come in with a Santa hat and knock everything over and confuse everyone. I am just waiting to have the Christmas pageant given to me again.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's holiday pageant.
No, that is a lot of fun. With everything that's going on, we need fun.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think things are going after everything we've experienced with the pandemic over the next several years?
I have kids who are thriving beyond belief, and I have a big chunk that are struggling immensely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I speak for a lot of teachers honestly about that, where, your motivated students, you can't give them enough work. And, I have students in my cell project that they have to design a model. They've learned so much about the neuron. I'm having them put, what does rabies do to the neuron, or what does this virus actually do? Just like, and they're coming back with great research and great things in the model. And then I have a good section of my class, like I'm sure a lot of do, that really just struggle having them log on a daily basis and open their Google Classroom and, get their basic work done. I have good results with my projects. I do a lot of hands-on makerspace with my projects with math, and I had good responses with some of them. But I do really worry about the gap this generation is going to have between our high-level and our low-level students. I worry about our students who have IEPs, and
Yes.
they're not getting the person standing over their shoulder, just keeping them on track in the same way as they used to. So I'm just like everybody else out there. I'm just going to do my part, do the best I possibly can, communicate with the families and students the best I can, and do my best to engage my class, and Go wake up the next day and do it again, right?
Right. I think that's all, you know, we can ask for of ourselves is, you know, did you put in the time and did you give the best of yourself? And, day to day, that may change. For example, like I shared with you off camera, I have a 5-week old.
Mhm.
Some days I'm not going to be able to give 100% like I normally do. And some days, like Monday, yeah, I was up till 1 and then got up like at, I don't know, 3 or 4 to screaming baby, right? And then I had just work all day long, but somehow I had an amazing day. It was jam packed. Sometimes you don't know, or Michael Jordan being so sick and having like the best game ever. I think those are opportunities sometimes to rise to the occasion. There's something about it when you're feeling a little low or subpar, but you're bringing the A game mentality. Kind of teacher miracles happen, and don't miss those opportunities. Don't just, go by the wayside. But in the same token, I would say, hey, if you're really sick, feeling really bad, but you need to be there for your students, maybe you look for some more self-guided opportunities. Maybe that's when you really save some of these Minecraft worlds and lessons and activities, and you have a lighter load for yourself. I'd always have those kind of backups. Like if I got to work when I was in the physical classroom face to face, like, oh man, my head is killing me. I'm getting a migraine and I can't take all the noise. And I'm just doing my best to be present, but yet these students still deserve me. I'm going to give them my maximum, but I know, uh, I'm going to need to be a little lighter on the instruction and have this activity be a little more self guided and have it be a little more front loaded. I'd always have those kind of backups where I recorded instruction ahead of time. And then I could play back the instructions. And then all I need to do was create a feedback loop and circulate the room. And that was a really good technique that worked for me on those like really bad days where, you're not sick enough or unwell enough not to do the work, but you're running low. Uh, and then it gives the kids a break too, which is nice. They're all going through things. If you had to leave the audience with one lasting piece of advice in terms of Minecraft and STEM education, what would it be, James?
Tinker and explore. The
Yes.
game is like I didn't play video games when I got into Minecraft. I do now, and I got into it because I was a teacher. Um, I found it very once you got over the first person view and it wasn't dizzy anymore. It takes a few times to do that. It was super easy. I hit E, my inventory pops up. I take the blocks I want, you know, um, and play. And then I come down here. Let me go put my and then just build something. Tinker like Legos. I had some excellent success with some projects with cardboard this year where I had them build rectangular prisms and triangular prisms out of cardboard. Um, oh, so don't be afraid to have them build. Don't be afraid to have them tinker. My They love it and they're looking for things to do too. You know,
Right.
digital worksheets are fine and they take care of our basis and make sure that the students actually know the standard. But if you give them lessons like in Minecraft or lessons with Makerspace, they'll actually know it and learn it there. They'll learn it there and prove it in your digital worksheet. So those are things that I'm looking for. I also want to say Flipgrid is a great way for students to turn in work. A lot of teachers out there on Flipgrid, you can make a Minecraft Flipgrid where they just make a little video of them building their math model and talking about how it's math.
Yeah, that's such a great idea. That wasn't around when I was in the classroom, but I would totally do that now. I had them, uh, now think back, about a year and a half ago, when I was doing this in the classroom, we were face to face. So I would just have that conversation right there, or have them record the Flipgrid separately and then take the pictures like you were showing within Minecraft and just show them on Flipgrid. That was one way that I was doing things. But now, hey, you can do it directly right in there. I want to thank you again, James, for being on the show. I want to make sure everybody follows you on Twitter. You can find James at J Oakley III on Twitter. Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you're doing in the field of education and appreciate you coming on today.
I appreciate you having me on as a guest and getting a chance to show people how to use the world. Remember, open up the lesson plans, get the opening slides, use the videos. The videos are great. If you like the world, use it. If you don't like the world, you'll like the videos. They will show you how to build these math models. Stay crafty.
I love it. Thank you for listening to Education Today. It is my pleasure to share with you all. Let's stay connected on Twitter. You can find me at Mr. Noons Teach. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on the player of your choice and give Education Today a positive review on Apple Podcasts. Remember, everyone, out here in this field of education, it's grind time.